Good morning and welcome to Introduction to Ethics, the spring semester 2016. Um, Boy, I'm so glad the semester started. I was so bored over break, but again, welcome. Now, if you're watching this, you've obviously found your way onto D2L, which is a good thing because since this is an online course, D2L is very, very important. I always get a little bit worried when students right off the bat tell me, well, I don't really know how to use D2L. Goodness, if you're going to take online courses, it's kind of important that you are familiar with D2L. But at any rate, go ahead and let's look around the course that I have developed and built. Let's start off in materials. Click on the materials heading and, you know, let's see, let's look at let's look at what we have there. Table of contents. Click on that. You'll see instructor information. You'll see instructor expectations and course overview, which is, of course, this video. You'll find the syllabus and the schedule, and we'll go over that momentarily. You'll find the instructions for the exercises for review and instructions for the term paper, instructions for the discussion board, instructions for examinations, instructions for required reading, and extra credit instructions. All of these are very important, and you really need to go through each and every one of them thoroughly. We'll talk more about that in a moment as well. You'll also find the chapter PowerPoints. They're right from the company. I did not develop these PowerPoints, but you'll find them useful, I think. You'll find the textbook chapters 1 through 4. I've done that because, well, first of all, here is your textbook. I don't know which edition you have. This particular edition is the 11th, and it's what I've put on the required list, but you can really get by with the 9th, the 10th, the 11th, whichever one you have. You'll just have to watch the pagination. But some of you, I'm sure, statistically, haven't yet purchased your textbook. And so you're wondering, what am I going to do? Well, you can go online and order your textbook, but at least for chapters 1, 2, 3, and 4, I've copied them. And so don't worry about getting started. You can get started using these if you don't have your book yet. And then I've filmed lectures for each of the chapters, and I think you'll find these lectures useful as well. At the bottom, I have included some helpful term paper resources. An APA template, which if you go in will help you write your paper, an article on how to write an abstract, and then a useful website, the Purdue OWL website, which you go in there, you click on APA, and it will give you instructions in how to write an APA paper. So that is, an overview of the table of contents. You'll find another section, communications, which will have discussions. You'll click on that, and it's broken up into a couple of different sections. One, a general section. Here you're going to, if you have a question, well, let me rephrase that. Let's see, weekly attendance board, your thoughts on chapters. Oh yeah, okay, general discussions. If you have a question about anything, you can, there's a number of things you can do. You can call me. I answer my phone, and it's listed in the syllabus. We'll talk more about that, but you can email me. You can put your question here and see what the rest of the class thinks about it as well. So you have the general coffee house as kind of discussion board. Then you have 1 through 4, 5 through 8, and 9 through 12. And that is where you will be making your postings for each section. And then down here, you'll also see a weekly attendance board. I need each of you especially during the first 2-3 weeks. But I'd like each week for you to go on there and make a posting saying present. That way, along the way, we lose quite a few students. And if this way, at least I know that you've stopped attending and that I need to contact you. So please, and I'll say this is kind of harsh, but if you do not do week 1 and week 2, but especially week 1, I will drop you. And because I don't know that you're attending. Generally, if it's a lecture course and you miss the first class, I remove you from the class. And so here it's important for me to know as soon as possible. So that is the discussion section. Your assessment section, the Dropbox and your grades and quizzes. But for now, I want to go back and take a look at the syllabus. So go to Content and Syllabus and Schedule. And voila, you can open it up, you can print it out, whatever you want to do. And there's the general boilerplate stuff. For instance, Northwest Technical College, the address, the spring semester, that's kind of important. 11 January through 11 March, my name, as well as phone number, and I answer that. And I said I'd talk more about that. Here's the deal. If you find yourself floundering, and this is a fairly difficult course because of the reading, let me know. Call me, text me, or as the great Kim Possible used to say, call me, beep me if you want to reach me. I have a lot of kids and a ton of grandkids. So yes, I'm familiar with Kim Possible. But seriously, students don't want to call. And when they do, they say things like, oh, I'm so sorry to bother you. You're not bothering me. I have a job because of you. This is your course. I'm here to instruct and facilitate, but it's your course. So don't hesitate to call me. Now, I am an old man. Well, an oldish man. I go to bed at 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock. So don't call me after 9, please. But any other time. Wednesdays, I probably won't get right back to you because I'm in class all day from 8 o'clock in the morning until 9 o'clock at night. And so Wednesday's bad, but if you leave me a message, I'll get back to you. Wednesday's the exception to calling late. I will be up till at least 10, probably 11. So call if you have a question or a problem. Don't hesitate. Number's right there. Let's move on down. There are no prerequisites for this course, and students therefore think that it's usually what we would call in my day a gut class, a very easy class. But it's not. It's a philosophy course, and ethics is one of the branches of philosophy. And so you really should have, knowledge of, general knowledge at least, of philosophy, but most of you don't. And so the textbook that I've selected, Ethics, Theory and Practice, the 11th edition, Jacques Thoreau and Keith Krasman. But listen, students complain about this text. Oh, it's so boring, it's so difficult, right up until they get to chapter 9. Chapters 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16 are very, very, very interesting. But you've got to crawl through the basics before you can get to the hot button topics. And so what I don't want to hear on the discussion boards, I don't want to hear a lot of, oh, the book is so hard, the book is so boring, the reading is so difficult. You are in, a 3-unit philosophy course in college. It's not supposed to be terribly easy. And so discuss anything, but I always get annoyed when I see, oh, the book is so hard. Yeah, the book is hard. It's philosophy. It's going to require reading at a different level than you've done in your other courses. Each reading, you're going to have to read each chapter several times. It's just the way that it is, but you will get through it. So that is the textbook. Let's see, let's go on down to methods to assess competence. There's a required reading report that you are going to have to do. You're going to take exams. You are going to write a term paper. There are exercises for review questions and the discussion boards. Excuse me, would you stop whining? Look at this. She really wants attention. Say hello. Say hello. What happened to your collar? It's on. Say hi. Ooh. All right, go on. Love my dog, but she needs so much attention. We're going to discuss the methods to assess in just a second. Proctor, no proctor is required for this course. You are on your honor to complete your exams without your notes. You may use your book, but don't count on it. Cheating, of course, is a ground for immediate failure. Now let's look at the course assignments. Reading is worth 10%. If you do the reading, and I'm not saying you have to master the reading, just do it. That's worth 10 points. And so you're going to turn in a reading report. And what you'll need to do is say, I, type your name, have completed 100% of the reading, or 10%, or 50%, whatever percent you complete. Now, if you tell me you complete 100%, that's worth 10 points. If you tell me 80%, that's worth 8 points. And I think you can figure out the breakdown from there. I have to say this because I've actually had a student complain. The student said that they completed 20% and then were irate when I gave them 2 points. Complained to the dean because the student said, well, I was honest and so I should get all the points. I should have cheated. Well, first of all, don't send a note to the dean saying that you should have cheated in an ethics course. But they did say from now on to tell you, yes, if you complete 2% of the reading or 20% of the reading, whatever, you're going to get points based on what you tell me you read. You're on your honor to be honest. Discussions. Each student will begin a thread for each section. And remember, the sections are divided into chapters. So not per chapter, but per section. You'll need to start one thread and respond to 2 other threads. Now, if you want to respond to 6 threads, go ahead. I mean, this is the bare minimum for the grade. But if you want to apply ethics, you really need to be in a discussion with your fellow students. That's part of the class. And so those 3 posts are worth 3 points, 1 each. If you make 12 other posts, there's no more points. You've maxed out. And then the reading. You're required to read each post. So each section's reading is worth 5 points. And so you can see where 3 comes from. And then say you don't do it, and I can see, I can tell how many you've read. And so, you get mad. Well, how come I only got 3 points? Well, you didn't do any of the reading. You're required to read all the posts. That being said, don't wait to the last minute to make your posts. Otherwise, students have to wait up till midnight to read the posts. And some of you will do this, I know. And so what happens is, say there's 90 posts that are 90 total posts. So if you read between 0 and 30 posts, I would give you 0 points. If you read 31 to 60, I'd give you 1 point. And if you read 61 and up, I would give you, the full 2 points. So that's how that works. You've got to make these discussions intelligible. By that, I mean you can't just put half a sentence saying, oh, I so agree with you, because that's worth 0 points. You need to think these things out. The exams are worth 10 points each, and there are 3 of them. The course is broken into 3 sections, each divided into 4 chapters. The last 4 chapters I don't quiz you on, but chapters 1 through 12. And so section 1 is going to be, you're going to be tested on 1, 2, 3, and 4. Each of these exams is worth 10 points. They're difficult exams. I don't want you to stress out over the fact that they're difficult, and I have given practice exams for you to take. I would recommend doing your reading and taking the practice exams. You could take the practice exam as many times as you want, and I take my test questions directly from the practice questions. What you see is what you get. But a warning, they are difficult. If you try to just use your open book, it's going to be tough. Discussions for review. The student will answer the discussion questions or exercises assigned for each chapter. Now, you're not going to do all of them. You're only going to answer 2 questions for each chapter. So you're going to be answering 8 questions total per section. I expect between 3 to 4 pages, double spaced, at least 3 to 4 pages. You cannot get by answering with one sentence. You're going to have to put some thought into it. And so and you can see right in the syllabus, the pages. And then finally, your writing project, your term paper. It is between 7 and 9 pages on any topic, but not on abortion. I've read way too many papers on abortion over the years, and so that one's off the table. But anything else that's related to ethics is wide open. This is due on 9 March. It's going to be double spaced, 7 to 9 pages of content. So that doesn't count the abstract, the title page, or the works cited page. 7 to 9 pages of content. So if you have 7 pages of content, you're going to have a title page, that'll be 8 pages, works an abstract, that'll be 9, and then works cited, that'll be 10. So you're going to have a minimum of 10 pages. It's very important. If you do not turn in a paper, you will fail the class. It doesn't matter if you've aced everything else. If you don't turn in a paper, you have failed the class. And let's see, exams are open for 7 days, Monday through Monday. They open at midnight and they close at 11:59. So the student may 11:59 military time, not not a.m. So 11:59 p.m. They open at 12:01 a.m. 25 January through 1 February is exam 1. 15 through 22 February is exam 2. 29 February through 7 March is exam 3. Each again covers 4 chapters. I see a mistake in the syllabus that I'll have to fix before you see this. It says that the term paper is due Monday, 12 October. It is not due in October. It is due on 9 March. I'll fix that. And then you're reading an assignment schedule. By 1 February, you will have read chapters 1 through 4. You need to have turned in your discussion questions, and the discussions will close at that time. They close when the exam closes. 22 February is section 2, 7 March is section 3, and then your reading report and term paper are due on 9 March. So that answers, the basic questions about the nuts and bolts of this class. I didn't introduce myself. My name is David Myers. I've been an instructor here for about 10 years. I've taught at a number of other colleges. I was a professor at Southern California Seminary. I've taught at Christian Heritage College, at Oak Hills College, Central Texas College, Vincennes University, Southern Illinois University. And so I have quite a bit of experience. Additionally, I'm retired from the Navy after 22 years of active duty. And so I've got a lot of experience teaching. I've been teaching since 1997, and I look forward to working with you in this class. So, again, the important thing is don't get boggled down. Call me. Call me before you find yourself just in a tizzy, because we can usually work just about anything out. Now, that being said, the one thing that annoys me the most is when a student calls me with a question that's easily found in the syllabus or on D2L, because I work really hard to keep D2L up to date. So you need to read it. You need to watch this video, and some students won't, and so they'll be confused. You need to read the syllabus carefully, and then you need to go over D2L carefully, and it should answer 99.9% of your questions. But again, if you need to call me, call me. If you're overwhelmed, call me, text me, email me, whatever. I have all of those capabilities. So have a great day, and let's move forward together.